Just jump right in.
This looks like it sucks.
Yeah.
Do I need to remind you what is out there?
Once upon a time, I had somebody that I cared about. And in this world, that sort of shit's good for one thing. Getting you killed.
I need something smuggled out of the city.
It's just cargo, Joel.
I just want some simple gear, enough to set me on my way.
I reckon it's got something to do with that girl.
It's got everything to do with that little girl.
It can't be any worse than in here. Can it?
We're shitty people, Joel. It's been that way for a long time.
No, we are survivors.
This is our chance.
It is over, Tess!
What are you so afraid of?
You are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
What do we do?
You make every shot count.
You see, I believe everything happens for a reason.
We don't have to do this. You know that, right?
After all we've been through. Everything that I've done. I can't be for nothing. PlayStation.
Fuck. I almost cried.
Yeah, we should replay that.
I was thinking, like, at the end of the second game, like, there's flashbacks where you see Ellie as, like, a 14-year-old again and everything, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't even identify with Ellie being that age anymore. Like, that's not the Ellie to me.
You're saying, like, current Ellie is the one you identify
Yeah,
with?
because, I mean, I played Last of Us 1 in, like, 2014 or whatever.
Yeah, I played it
on the PS3.
I think I played it in 2015. So I played it, like, I never saw that trailer. That was the first time I ever seen that trailer.
Yeah, no, I've never seen that. It was
It's
interesting
like-
the way it was cut
It
together.
was one of those. My cousin was like, "Yo, I just played this game. You should get it." So I got it.
Just changed your whole shit.
Yeah, bro.
Redefined what video games could be.
For real. And my coworker, he just turned 49 yesterday. And
Yeah, that's wild.
he finished Last of Us Part 2 and then right away jumped back into Part 1. Like, he played Part 1 at the perfect. He's like, "Yo, I just got, like, a PS4. What should I play?" I just said, like, "Hey, The Last of Us."
Yeah.
And it took him, like, 4 months to beat it. He's like, "I'm at this part." And I was like, "Bro, I haven't played that game in, like, 4 years, but I know it's great."
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about." And I was like, I don't know. All I know is, like, you got to find the raft for Ellie to jump on. And
You gotta bring a ladder over here and
Yeah.
use it as a bridge.
Yeah. And then he beat The Last of Us Part 2 before I even did. And right away, he just jumped back into Part 1 because his wife was like, he's got, like, no kids or nothing like that. He had, like, 2 dogs, wife, video game. Beat Part 2. And his wife was like, "Oh, well, that was fucking awesome."
Right.
He's like, "Oh, well, you haven't even seen the first game."
Yeah.
So now, like, she's doing, like, the playthrough of Part 1, watching him, you know.
Yeah.
And they're just like, "Oh, Ellie's, like, way more of a child and, like, joking around and all that." And
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
swears a lot and all that.
Right. That's what the thing was. Playing the whole first half of the second game, I was like, dude, Ellie
She's
It's
a
just
grown-ass woman.
grim.
Yeah.
Like, she's not fun. And then you play that part as in the museum that genuinely made me cry.
Crazy.
And I don't care
Crazy,
that
bro.
it did.
I felt the same way, though. It's heavy.
The way that she was just so, like, lighthearted and just joking around and, like, throwing the hats on the dinosaurs. And, like, I was like,
Yeah.
fuck. And then you go back to Ellie in the current time, and she's, like, torturing people, like, to find Abby's location.
Yeah. So I thought it was a cool kind of concept too that The Last of Us Part 2 should have been you only play as Abby and extend that journey. And then she keeps talking about this not a scavenger, but not a bootlegger, but a smuggler. Oh, we gotta find the smuggler, this guy,
Yeah.
the smuggler.
Are you saying that there should have been like a Last of Us 1.5 where you play as
Yeah.
Abby?
Yeah, like the whole part 2 should have just been Abby, and then
3.
right when Abby's about to kill Joel,
Yeah.
it just ends. And then part 3 extend Ellie's story out,
Yeah, and just go
of
from
her
the same
going-
thing. Yeah.
going for Ellie, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, bro.
And then that flashes back right
Yeah.
when Abby's about to kill.
I mean, nobody
Joel.
would have played this shit though if they were like, "We're making a Last of Us 2. You play as this bitch."
Yeah, but
I mean,
Are they-
people
are they
were
gonna-
already bummed.
are they gonna make a part 3 though?
Ah,
Probably not, because
I don't see how they could. But also, everybody said that about the first game. They were like, "Just leave it.
yeah,
It's like perfect."
don't fix what's perfect.
I thought 2 was
I thought 2 was amazing.
badass. Yeah,
I loved it.
but fucking idiots are gonna be idiots.
Yeah. And the idiots are gonna get their voice.
Yeah.
Like, my cousin loved it. One of my dudes, like my dude from work, loved it. I know me plus 4 other people who played it, and everybody loved it.
Yeah, everybody in real life.
Yeah,
Right.
everybody loved
Because you don't associate with retards.
it.
I mean, dude, did you, like, are you
Straight up.
aware of, like, all the controversy and everything surrounding it?
I've seen. I like right when I beat it, I went straight to Reddit, and everybody was hating on it.
Right.
And I loved it.
Well, it's weird. Like, the r/The Last of Us loves it,
Mm-hmm.
and r/The Last of Us 2 is just, like, completely split. And it's a civil war.
Yeah. Is
But-
it like the header for that is just like Abby like teeing off like on an actual golf course or something like
I
that?
feel like they, like, did a lot of, like, gifs of, like, Abby dying. Like, they would get to the part where, like, she's on the rooftop skywalk thing, like, on the skyscrapers,
Yeah.
and they, like, just, like, jump off on purpose, and they're like, yeah! Or there's, like, when you, at the end, when you, like, fight Ellie,
Yeah.
and there's just, like, if you lose on purpose, Ellie just, like, blows Abby's shit with a shotgun. And they're
Bro,
like-
I never lost that on purpose, and that was like the hardest part of the game for me. And
Really?
Ellie blew me away like 5 times.
Yeah.
And every time she did, she hits you once and you fly back, and then she just comes up to you and just boom.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy fuck.
And
Like,
there was a lot of people that were like,
and even-
should have ended right there.
Even then, though, I'm just like, at that point of the game, I was like, fuck Ellie. Like, the game really started to tear me.
Yeah, it did its magic on you.
And
Where
then, yeah, it definitely
and
did.
also to me.
Because then even you continue to play as Ellie there. And I was like,
For
they
that, for the epilogue.
yeah, the epilogue,
Yeah,
basically.
but I was like, I'm over Ellie.
Yeah, I was over that bitch. And they did a great job of making Ellie not strong, as strong as Abby.
Yeah, Abby was a beast.
Abby was a beast, and you forgot how to fight as Ellie.
Right.
Like, going into the game, they're like, all right, scrawny little bitch, I know how to fight and be sneaky and all that. And Abby, you grew your confidence playing as her. Playing as Abby was the same as playing as Joel. And Ellie, you had to be a little more tactical and throw your bottle and all that. Where
You're
Abby,
saying it actually came through in the gameplay side of things?
I feel like it did.
I would argue that was like a completely like psychological. Did I say it right the first time?
Yeah.
Phenomenon that you saw Abby as like a stronger character, so therefore you.
Yeah, maybe I'll feel different on my second playthrough.
But that's crazy. Are you saying that like enemies had lower HP when you were playing as Abby, or like she had higher like attack damage or
I think
something?
she
It almost
had-
sounds like that's what you're saying.
I think she had higher attack damage.
Oh no way. There's no way.
I feel like, well, maybe
Absolutely not.
not against zombies or nothing like that, but like I'm talking about hand-to-hand combat.
You mean like you took dudes down in fewer hits with Abby because
just
she was
saying,
jacked?
Abby even had like that one attribute that if you killed one guy, she would get like that stamina boost. You know what I mean?
You could like chain.
Yeah, you could chain the kill
finishing moves
with your fists.
Yeah, I never did that.
Yeah.
I might have gotten it, but I never actually like pulled it off.
Yeah, I was working it. But of course, that's only when you get close quarters. I will say though, I think the hardest part playing as Ellie was going through that hospital. I don't know if you remember that.
As Ellie?
As Ellie, yeah. And then
I remember the girl is playing the PlayStation Vita, and you stab her in the fucking neck.
That's right when the hospital
That was
begins.
gnarly, dude.
Yeah.
And then you play as Abby like 2 days later, and you like have a whole cutscene with that girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So you realize that Ellie is right on Abby's trail the entire game.
Yeah, right behind her.
So like even like you're playing as Abby, you're like, all right, Ellie is like here while I'm here.
You keep thinking like, okay, this is it. This is, and then they just keep going.
Yeah.
The hospital as Ellie, I don't remember what really came. I remember stabbing the bitch in the neck with a screwdriver.
That whole you stab the bitch playing the PS Vita.
That's like right when you get off of the boat.
Yeah, so the end of that
you
is
ride the boat like all through Seattle.
And
then you get to the hospital in the boat as Ellie.
Probably, yeah.
That's like after the part where you are in like the convention center with the stalkers, which was my most hated part of the game that I wanted to kill myself. Do you remember that? You're in the Seattle Convention Center and it's like a E3 like tattoo convention kind of hall with like a bunch of booths, and there's the stalkers that like don't attack you right away. They just kind of like, you'll just see them run past and you're like, fuck.
Oh yeah,
dude. I was playing on easy and I was almost shut it off.
Yeah, so but
it was the worst thing that's ever happened.
The end of the hospital is when Ellie chases that black girl for a while, and then
oh yeah, that whole sequence. Yeah, that was like one of the top 3 sequences in the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, when they get down to
like, you're not wearing a mask.
When the spores.
She's like, I'm immune and all that.
Yeah, and then you beat her with the pipe.
Yeah, and then it does like the flash forward, basically like fast travel to like, I made her talk.
Yeah, and then Ellie is like all bloody. And like Dina like washes her. Yeah. No, that was like one of my favorite like whole sequences of the game. I liked how,
but I thought like leading up to that part, that was the second or third hardest part of the game for me.
Yeah, just I didn't really like have any hard parts because I was playing on easy.
Yeah, I was just playing on normal though.
Yeah,
but it was just like I was trying to get through it without getting caught, and it was like the first person I killed, there was somebody there to report it, and then it just became a clusterfuck. Or like the first game you can get through a whole scene without making conflict.
Yeah.
Which is, I think that's the major difference between 1 and 2. Last of Us 1 was be sneaky and you'll make it through the game. Last of Us Part 2 was just like, just go loud because there's ammo everywhere.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
Yeah, it makes sense. They made it more of like a shooter.
Yeah.
I guess I was playing on easy, so it was very easy for me to sneak past enemies. And I could just like bolt my way right through the middle of a town's main street and just get to like the door that I need to open, and like nobody saw me, and I'm like, all right, fuck that whole encounter. That was supposed to be like a 30-minute like combat moment, but I was just fuck this.
So I was surprised. Like I was taking my time on the game, like only playing an hour a day.
Yeah,
and it took me like 20 hours to beat the game. Which I was.
Oh really? Because it's like a 30-hour game. I heard.
Is it really?
Yeah. Well, you want to Google it?
What I'd have to actually look. It might have not been 20 and more towards a 40. But I remember
I was under the impression that it was like a 30-something hour game, maybe like late 20s.
I think it's more towards the 20s. Yeah, 25 hours.
All right. There's actually a website called How Long to Beat.
What's the high side?
Okay. 23 hours.
The high side's 23.
It looks like main story, average is 23, median is 23, rushed is 18, leisure is 29. I think my PS4 file said 30 something. I guess I took my sweet ass time.
I mean, I was searching for, like, every nook and cranny of that map.
Yeah.
Like, of every single room.
This is one thing I wanted to ask you. This is a thing I missed on Seattle Day 1 when you're on the horse with Dina and it's
Seattle
that big
Day
open
1, there's a
world.
lot of stuff I feel like I missed.
Okay,
'cause
did you get the Take On Me song when they're in the music shop?
I went to the music shop. I don't know if I picked up the Take On Me.
And she sings, "Take on me, take me on, how big on India."
YouTube it, bro.
I mean, I cried. I don't know about y'all.
Bro, how about just Joel's song that they just created for that game?
Yeah, was that? You mean the song where he was like, "Yeah, I'll never forget you," and that? Because that shit was. If that was just like a song that Joel wrote for Ellie, that's a little bit on the nose for me, buddy. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. It got me in my feelings.
I don't know. It was that like a different.
If I were to lose you, I'd surely lose myself.
Yeah, I mean, did Joel actually write that song? Is that like the?
I don't know, but I think.
If it was like an old Willie Nelson song, that'd be a lot better. But if it was just something that Joel wrote, like about Ellie, like straight up,
I think that's what it was.
that's a little. I could see her being like, "All right, fuck off."
Well, yeah. From Ellie's point of view, you could be like, fuck off, but.
Well, I'm playing from Ellie's point of view, bro. Wow, bro, we gotta get the whole thing. No, I don't want that.
No, that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing, dog. Okay, we're gonna go music shop. Yeah, dude, I missed this.
No, I definitely got this cutscene.
Yeah, I missed all of this.
It's rough. We always. What have you got there?
This quality is ass.
Yeah, I still think they should have waited for PS5. Because it would have made me buy a PS5 for sure.
The sick habit.
They can't have a whole console generation go by
Okay, we only listened to it like 100 times together.
in between games.
I was only listening to it because I thought you were cute.
That's some Elder Scrolls shit. Can't pull that.
I was waiting for the Jack and Daxter PS5 though, because they would have had me there. Oh, but wait.
Take on me, take on me, take me high, take on me high, and be God in the ripped it, dude. First try. You don't want none of it. Hear that shit?
Yeah, it's pretty fucking bad.
Dude, I fucking killed it, dude. I don't know what you're saying. I can't process those words.
Alright, we good?
Take me on, take on me on, me on, dude, it's easy, dude. If you ain't a bitch, you can hit that note.
Yeah, you're right.
It's fucking easy. I'm better at guitar than she is. Just
Did you experiment at all, like in the game, where you could just like practice the
Yeah.
guitar?
I played slow dancing.
Hell yeah.
I knew it was C sharp minor AE, so it was pretty easy to 3 chords.
So, yeah, that's close to it right there.
Yeah, you just A and E is on this screen, and then you just use the left stick to like switch between like
Yeah.
chord groupings. So you just play the C sharp minor, then you go to that screen, then AE. It's super easy. Dude, people on YouTube are fucking ripping this.
I'm sure.
Dude, like they're doing
I like to do that YouTube search.
they're doing like duets with her,
Damn.
or they're like, I guess with the trackpad on the PS4 you can actually control like the strings that she plays.
Damn.
What was that?
So people are like actually like intricately finger picking songs like with the trackpad, like
That's awesome.
you know, like isolating
Sounds
certain
nice.
strings,
Yeah.
just playing
Wanna
full
light
on
that
riffs.
bonfire? Yeah.
Yeah, so I completely missed this whole thing, and I feel like I don't know, man. I was shipping her and Dina, man. Like I wanted that so bad. I was very invested in their relationship, and I was like, Dina's gonna get popped.
So
I definitely thought Dina would die, and then Ellie would be like, "Oh, now I'm super out for blood."
right.
So the whole game, I was just like, "When's it gonna happen?"
Yeah, I do remember this. It was cool too. I found a couple Jack and Daxter Easter eggs in this game. 'Cause
Really?
Jack and
Was
Jack-
it Naughty Dog?
Naughty Dog made Jack and Daxter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in Uncharted 4, there's a part at the end where you like are in your house as Nathan Drake, and he's like, "I found an old PlayStation 1," and you plug it in and you play like Crash Bandicoot.
Hell yeah.
See, she doesn't go for the high note. She drops it down an octave.
Yeah,
for the
you got
last-
that. You got the high note.
Yeah. In a day or two. You know,
Yeah, I feel.
I should play Ellie in the third game.
in the third game for sure.
Yeah.
We should.
Joel, I'm a lesbian.
I wanted to.
I want to fuck women, Joel.
Me too.
You don't understand.
Joel,
I should have died in that hospital.
I'm not bi. I'm gay.
I'm gay as fuck.
It's just Rosie O'Donnell.
Joel just with his revolver.
It's just Joel.
I made her eat the sidewalk. Joel is homophobic.
Joel rescues her from the fireflies.
Ellie, you better not be gay.
He's driving her in the pickup truck, and she wakes up in the hospital gown, and she's like, "I'm a lesbian." He's fucking blows her like Pulp Fiction. Oh hell no!
I always had it in the back of my mind, Ellie. I should have never grabbed that swim platform.
I known you were eating pussy this whole time. God damn it, Ellie.
I knew not to ask you to suck my dick.
I knew you were reluctant, baby girl. When you
Oh,
ate my
that
ass
was,
in that tent,
that was an interesting beach.
Colorado.
Excuse me. I am a natural. Admit it.
You know what's the
I love
weird
you.
thing? Like,
Whatever. We're starting.
and I just want to preface this by saying,
How
like, I'm
about
not
you
a part of this world, right? I'm not. Okay, I don't jack off to Ellie porn and
Is there, though?
oh, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so regardless of my
Preferences.
participation
Yeah,
or lack
preferences.
thereof in this,
Right.
underground circle, I am aware that it exists. But the fascinating thing is, more than Ellie porn, there is Sarah porn, which is Joel's daughter.
Really?
Right. Apparently, she was like the hottest 11-year-old to weird like video game
Wow.
pedophiles.
That is surprising.
Yeah, no, it's all her. Like, she was only in the game for like 5 minutes, but
Yeah, just the beginning.
like the Rule 34, like
Just took it.
pedophile porn people were
Yeah.
like, this is our messiah.
They just took it and ran.
Yeah. Ellie, not so much. I mean, it's there, it's out there,
Sure.
but his daughter in the beginning of the game is like,
That's it.
I mean, it's everywhere.
That's the face of the nation.
Right. That's the mascot of the weird child porn pixel art Rule 34 people.
Wow. I am surprised to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm not shocked, but I am
I'm surprised to hear it as well, because this is my first time hearing it.
Are you for real?
I'm the one telling you. I just really want to lay the groundwork and say that I only have heard about this tangentially. I've been made aware.
That's a very surprising conspiracy you have there.
Well, it's true. Just as all conspiracies are. It is true.
Did you hear that at some job site downtown?
Yeah, these guys are crazy out there,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
No. If I ever talked about these things at work, I'd be blacklisted from the industry. I would never drive a truck again.
So, Endgame, Last of Us Part 2, okay? I saw a YouTube comment, so I can't give credit to who it was, because I only read it once. So, in The Last of Us Part 1, apparently, Ellie says something along the lines that she bit somebody and he turned infected. And she's immune, so she obviously is not infected, right?
Mm-hmm. Was it one of the black dudes? The
No,
brothers?
I think it was just like in passing.
Because right, doesn't that what the younger black brother, he gets bit, and then the older one just blows his fucking brains out, and then that's the end of spring. You know, you remember that?
No, it's been so long.
Yeah, you meet like these. It's a older brother and a younger brother, and the younger brother's like younger than Ellie. He's like 12, and the older one's like in his 20s, and then you like play for like a couple hours with them, and you do a bunch of missions with them, and then the younger one gets bit, and then the older one just blows his fucking head off.
Yeah,
right,
I do remember
right in
that.
front of both of you, and then it just cuts right there,
But I'm talking
and
about
it just goes like
yeah,
spring.
Yeah, I'm talking about Ellie bites somebody.
Ellie bites somebody?
That's just what I heard. Okay. So,
You were there. What are you talking about?
well, no, this is a YouTube comment I read. So, Ellie gets bit, and then she bites somebody, right? And they turned infected, and they died. You feel?
Okay. I'll go along.
You followed me?
Yeah.
So, in like basically the epilogue or before the true epilogue of part 2, when you're like searching for Abby again, right? And you're on Venice Beach
Mm-hmm.
or whatever the fuck. Ellie gets bitten again, right? While the fat guy comes up to you and you get hung by their trap and all that. You know?
Yeah.
Ellie gets bitten there,
And
you
they're
know.
like, she's bit, fuck her.
Yeah. And then she pushes him
And
into
then he
that
gets
dude.
fucked up by that clicker, yeah.
And she kills both of them, basically. So Ellie has a fresh wound, right? And then you infiltrate their camp. You eventually find Abby. And then you fight Abby, right?
Yeah.
And that's still like within 24 hours of that bite wound, right?
Yeah.
And then Abby bites Ellie's fingers off.
Yeah.
So that's like fresh virus into Abby. So Ellie doesn't kill them because Ellie doesn't kill Abby because in the back of Ellie's mind, she already knows that Abby's gonna die because of that fresh bite wound. And Ellie knows she's okay because she knows she's immune. And the last part where Ellie's walking back to the house, right? So she ships off from Jackson, that farmhouse that they have, right? And Dina's like, no, don't go, blah, 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 fighting Tommy and all that. She leaves without the friendship bracelet, but she comes back wearing it.
Right.
So that means that Abby came back from that whole altercation with Abby.
Went back to Jackson.
Yeah, went back to Jackson.
Everything's cool.
Yeah, everything's cool.
And
so
that last scene is her going to the house, like,
after already returning to Jackson.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty established.
Yeah. But yeah, that was my whole thing with, like, Abby, or Ellie let Abby go with that kid, because Ellie couldn't, like, just face the fact face to face, but she knew in the back of her head that they were just fucked anyways, because she bit off the fingers. And it was a fresh bite.
I disagree.
All right. I just thought it was kind of.
I think
what you got?
That would invalidate, like, the entire arc of Ellie's character. And the whole game is leading up to this moment where she decides whether she should kill Abby or not. And I think this, like, Reddit theory or whatever you were reading, where this weird, like, cutscene from the first game that, like, didn't even matter at all, where Ellie bites a dude and he dies from the virus.
Right.
Somehow, like,
comes way back.
Yeah, like, plays some kind of narrative role in, like, the very fucking ultimate arc of the game. Like,
it's
the
another
very
thing. I don't
last
even know if
cutscene.
I never fact checked it either.
Yeah,
so.
it seems like the narrative of that character is that at the end of the game she lets Abby go. And that's the whole fucking point of the entire fucking game, is that she lets Abby go.
I think that's why people
So
hated it so much.
for the developers, oh yeah, of course. And well, there's a myriad of reasons why
Yeah.
people got fucked up over it, but I think a lot of people didn't fall in love with the character of Abby, which
well, as
I
soon as they
did.
found out they had
So
to
the
play
game,
as the bad guy.
it's either the game works for you or the game doesn't work for you, and that is all based upon whether you empathize with the character Abby, and I did.
Right.
But apparently I'm gay.
No, your dick's huge.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But and it was also okay, like,
Bro, I love the game too.
yeah, but I want to clear up right there. Yeah, I think that theory seems like scratching and grabbing at anything that you can to make this whole thing make sense. Like, oh, Ellie knew she would die anyway, so
Yeah.
like she got her revenge. But I think that like completely invalidates like the whole point of the theme of the second game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, you're definitely right.
So it seems like somebody like grasping for straws, like on Reddit, being like, "No, it was cool. Like,
No.
Ellie killed her. Don't worry about it. Ellie killed her. Like, no, she didn't. And you might not like that, but Ellie didn't kill her.
I hope there's a part 3, and
you
I'm
don't get
not
to have that.
expecting it at all. And I also heard that Naughty Dog has like no plan whatsoever to make a part 3.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have a plan to make it 2. It would be, yeah. I mean, people were like speculating, like, what after 1 they could be like, what could you even do?
Right.
For a part 2.
Well, yeah, what could you do for a part 3?
The route that they went was this like extremely ambitious. You're gonna play half the game as Ellie, and then you're gonna have to play half the game as this bitch that killed Joel right in the beginning.
Right.
Like, fuck.
Like literally the first 25% of the game.
So it was almost like the same thing they did with Red Dead Redemption in a gameplay sense, where they're like,
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2, they're like, okay, we're gonna go 100% into this like cowboy simulator thing, where when you're looting a desk, you actually open every drawer.
Yeah.
And it's very slow and very methodical. And like, if you want a new gun, you have to go to your horse and get that new gun off of the horse. And then like, Jesus, man, like this is not like a arcadey video game whatsoever anymore, where it's like
sure.
GTA, where you open up a weapon wheel and you have like 45 different flamethrowers and rocket launchers. Like this is like
Right.
a slow and methodical, like Wild West simulator, you know? So it was a similar ambitious choice, but instead of having it be in the pace of the gameplay, it was in the like trust that they have in the player and the audience to empathize with this Abby character, which I did and a lot of fucking people didn't. And that's probably because they all thought she was trans because of the leaks. Yeah, I mean, are you aware of the whole story of with the leaks and what all happened with that? And
I heard
how
that
like kind of put a bad
leak-
taste in everybody's mouth.
Yeah, so
like,
the
prior to the game,
The
even
leak
dropping.
that I got was Ellie kills Joel with the golf club.
Oh, Jesus.
That's the one that I got.
Oh my God. Yeah, so it got so convoluted.
So we were both talking about like, yo,
That's crazy. I didn't read any of the leaks.
You were like, I heard this leak, and I was like, oh, well, I heard this one. And we were both like, all right, well, we're not going to leak it to each other. And we just never even talked about the leaks.
Oh, I don't remember what I said. Okay, no, I think...
No, we just both said, like, all right, we're not even going to talk about it.
Oh, yeah, no, I do remember that. Okay. I remember what I thought I knew at that point. Here's all it was pretty light. It was, somebody close to Ellie gets killed by, like, some new faction of people. And then the game is based around Ellie, like, getting revenge. And so I didn't think it was Joel because I had seen these trailers of the game and, like, Joel was in it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't think they'll go with the obvious. And I knew that you played as Ellie for the game, but I also heard that, like, Ellie had this new love interest and whatever. So the whole, like, before
The
Joel
whole time
died,
you thought it was Dina.
especially before Joel died, I was like, oh, they're going to kill this Dina.
Yeah.
And then Ellie is going to go on. And then Joel will be like this, like, voice in the back of her head kind of through the whole game.
Yeah.
And, like, kind of persuading her to, like, not... And then maybe Joel will come after her after she leaves or whatever. So when they smoked Joel right away, I was like, oh, that's who they... Because from the leaks, I had assumed that it was, like, her new lesbian lover or whatever.
Right. Yeah, I never knew that, like, Dina even existed until playing the game.
Yeah. But so the leaks that a bunch of people got was that Joel dies and he is killed by a trans woman. And then the rest of the leaks were, oh, and half of the game you play as
as the trans woman.
that killed Joel. And so people were like, "Yo, fuck this, dude."
Yo, I literally
And, like,
heard.
just like,
I heard Ellie kills Joel with a golf club, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
was
So,
it,
dude,
was it an accident?
I was so
playing 9 holes.
I was
Joel was like, hit this golf ball off of my head.
I was so mad about it that I was in Call of Duty lobbies, and right when it would like change lobbies, I'd be like, or like the end of a match, you know, I'd be like, "Yo, Ellie kills Joel with a golf club." Like,
What the fuck is wrong with
like
you?
10 days before the game came out, I was so mad, and I knew it wasn't true because why would they do that? But
It's the dumbest shit.
I had, yeah.
Well, you were pretty close.
So I was looking for the concept art of the Rat King. The Rat King is what the official name was.
Of that boss.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one, the one boss.
Yeah, it was the only boss fight in the whole game. I mean, have you Googled the Rat King? Have you read about that?
No, I haven't read about him at all.
It's actually pretty fucking cool. A Rat King is like a natural phenomenon where a group of like 3 or more rats will get all their tails tied together.
Ooh, shit. Like real life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they like start eating each other and just become a whole giant fucking mess. And they think it happens like when rats sleep together in like close quarters.
Yeah, so this is like a real life phenomena.
Yeah, so the Rat King, it's named that because of that idea, right?
That's really fucking
It's a bunch
cool.
of zombies all put together. And I loved how like as you blew pieces off of the Rat King, it like guys would come out of
Yeah,
it and
there
like
was
start running around.
There was a second boss to fight all of a sudden.
Yeah. It's like that crazy stalker that just came out of the side of the thing.
Look at this concept art on it.
Yeah, I guess that was like an idea they had like from way back in the first game, but they didn't do it. But if you Google Rat King, like it's just a weird kind of phenomenon that people have been finding, and there's like pictures of like rat kings that are in jars, you know, like preserved in like museums and stuff.
That's insane.
Be like 10 rats all tied together at the tail.
Wow.
There's a couple Rat King tattoos out there because I immediately was like, oh, dude,
Yeah.
sick. And one bitch got it right on the side of her head. Just a whole shitload of rats.
It's dedication.
It's not a good tattoo. A lot of pink and red in there, and it's just... what, are you going to shave your head with a straight razor like every other day?
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
I really like the zombies or whatever you want to call them jumping out of the wall at you.
Yeah, those were the stalkers.
Stalkers. Okay.
Yeah. So
What
those
were the ones that I'm thinking about that were like the ones that were like on all fours and were always kind of hiding from you, but you could see them the whole time.
Yeah, that's stalkers.
Those are stalkers too.
Yeah.
So the same thing.
They don't directly attack you.
Yeah.
But when they pop out of the wall in that hospital part as Abby,
Yeah.
or when you're in the apartment and you're going down,
Yeah.
that was the craziest fucking part of the whole game, dude.
Dude, that's like the first time they ever did that.
That whole apartment sequence when
Yeah,
you're
dude,
descending down and down and
amazing.
it keeps getting worse.
Amazing.
Incredible sequence, dude. I was listening to some podcasts of like Troy Baker, who like voiced Joel.
Mm-hmm.
He has a podcast, and like a bunch of people had like...
Does he talk about The Last of Us?
Oh yeah. I'll send you a couple, but
yeah, I would love to hear it.
like the head writer of the game, and like the vice president of Naughty Dog, he has like done a bunch of like podcast episodes and like spoiler talk kind of things. And yeah, it's just crazy to hear his whole perspective on like the crazy backlash that the game got. Like, people were, like, I don't know if you know how crazy it got. People were sending death threats to the voice actor who played Abby and being like, I'm going to kill your children. I'm going to find you
That's
outside
so
of your
fucked up.
house. And, yeah, because
Well, that's why, like,
it's her fault, right?
everybody from the modern Star Wars, like the last 3,
Yeah.
they like all deleted their social media because of Backlash.
And the girl that played, like, Rose or
Yeah,
whatever, she,
like-
like, deleted her Twitter because people were like, I'm going to fucking kill her.
her Twitter and her Instagram just
Yeah.
straight deleted it because
Because she
she was the worst.
was a shitty part in Last Jedi. Yeah. I mean, my whole take on that, like, idea is, like, of course. It's not surprising to me.
No, it's not at all.
This is the internet. This
Yeah.
is. Have you ever been in a Call of Duty lobby? I mean, of course they're sending death threats to the children of
Right.
a trans character from The Last of Us.
I got that every match.
Even if she's not. I mean, this is what. Have you never been on Twitter before? It's
Right.
not.
That's cool.
It seems like. What is that? Is
It's
that the burning of the island?
Yeah, it's concept.
Oh, yeah, that when you fought that giant black dude with, like, one eyeball. That was a fucking gnarly sequence, dude.
Yeah, it was.
That whole thing where you're riding your horse through the
That was
giant
fucking
battle.
awesome.
That was one of the fucking coolest sequences I've ever played in a video
Right.
game. But, I don't know, man. You're signing up for it. You're...
Yeah, going into something like that with such a cult following, you gotta be ready for it. You gotta ignore it.
Especially when you're taking this type of chance where you're going, like, we're going to introduce this third character into the mix of playable characters that...
Right.
And, like, we're going to take a huge gamble on whether you're going to like her or not. And she's a jacked fucking badass female. Like,
Right.
and she kills the fuck out of Joel right away. An hour into the game, she
This is
beats
it's like,
Joel to
it's
death.
the first quarter of the game.
And then we're going to ask of you to sympathize with her.
Yeah, and play as her.
And, like, these fucking retards on the internet, of course they're going to send death threats to the child of the voice actor that played her. Like,
Yeah.
what world are you living in where you were like, I thought they would be civil?
I thought they'd be cool with it.
Yeah,
I thought it was a
you
great
took
idea.
a giant fucking risk, man.
Yeah.
And it worked for me, but that's because I'm not, like, fully on 4chan.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's still a tiny piece of my soul that exists, I guess.
Right.
And also, I didn't, like, hear the leaks about how she was, like, a gnarly trans woman who was, like, competing in UFC fights and beating the shit out
Yeah.
of other women or whatever.
I thought it was cool too. Like, you go to her apartment or dorm room or whatever, and you see, like, all the weights next to her bed too.
Yeah.
So it's just like, all right, yeah, she's been gearing up to find Joel. Like,
Right.
she's been working towards it.
Right. That's
Like, she
her
knows it's not gonna
one
be
goal.
it's not gonna be easy.
Right.
She's been working for that.
Yeah, and
for a
they even say
while.
later in the game, like, she was built like an ox.
Yeah,
You know, like that.
Yeah, when you go to Santa Monica or whatever.
Yeah. Here's one thing I heard that was interesting. Apparently, they in the first game, when you play as Joel and when you rescue Ellie from the hospital, the doctor that's operating on her that you shoot in the fucking face
Yeah.
is a black dude.
Mm.
And then in the second game, they were like, it's Abby's dad. It's a white guy. Don't worry about it. So they, like, white-faced that guy or something.
What can you search?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Joel saves Ellie, maybe? But, I mean, he's wearing a surgeon mask and everything. Yeah, we got to get to the bottom of this. Because that would have been, like, kind of reaching. Like, they should have just made Abby and her dad black at that point. And then people would have really freaked the fuck out.
What are you doing in here? I won't let you take her. This is our future. Think of all the lives.
Bitch, I got a flamethrower on me. A scalpel?
You don't even shoot him.
Yeah, I popped them in the head.
Terry, shut the hell up.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, so that's Abby's dad, I guess.
Oh, fuck. Well, the first guy's always Abby's dad, right?
Oh, he's gonna shotgun. Do
Yeah,
it.
I'm
Do
pretty.
it. Do it. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Ooh.
Bro, I made a mistake and showed my dad like the OG trailer of Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Where like they get Han and all that
The
shit.
first one.
Yeah, and I was just
Yeah,
like,
when Ellie was like killing people with 2x4s with a nail in it.
no, it
It was
the
a
one,
brutal trailer, bro.
it was the one where you meet the scars
Mm.
and Abby gets hung. And you meet those two kids right
Yeah,
away,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
And the one bitch is just like, clip her wings, and they fucking beat her fucking shoulder with the hammer.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, my bad for showing you this.
Why'd you show it to him?
Bro, I was just like, yo, this game comes out tomorrow. Like, let me show you. Like, I didn't rewatch it.
It's
I
a part
just-
of my life.
Yeah, I was just like, yo, I'm so excited.
Well, you forget that, like, grown-ups are not used to this shit.
No.
Like, oh, that's nothing.
I was like, yo, I'm so excited for this game to come out. he's just like, what the fuck?
Jesus Christ.
He's like,
Is that real?
I was like, yo, my bad. I don't remember it being this brutal. He's like, yeah, no wonder they're fucking blaming video games for everything.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if you just see that clip, you're like, oh, of course. This is why they're shooting up
Right.
schools. But you play The Last of Us 1 and 2. You spend 60 hours with these characters.
Yeah.
You realize that the message of the game
There's
is
way more.
very much anti-violence, and this bloodthirst, this revenge can only lead to more pain, you know?
It's true.
Yeah, I'm curious about, like, the idea of playing Last of Us 2 in different time frames, like, playing 1 hour a day versus playing, like, I played the whole thing in 3 days.
Right.
Like, I played 10 hours each day, and I
'Cause-
just beat it in a weekend.
Yeah, it took
Or
me.
for me, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe a month.
It took me because I was trying to go to the same pace as my coworker,
Mm.
and I started out and I was like, "Oh, I'm like 2 hours in front of you," and then all of a sudden he was 2 hours in front of me, but I just didn't feel like playing, so I didn't because
Yeah.
I was scared. Straight up, I was like, "Yo, I'm at some intense ass part. And I'm at a good ass cutscene. I just can't do it right now.
No.
Like you have to be ready." And then you beat it, and I was already playing it, and I was just like, "Yeah, I'm beating it tonight, whether I have like 10 hours left or 1 hour left. Like I'm beating it." So I was up till like 3 in the morning on a Sunday night.
Yeah, I did the same run. I did like the last 4 hours of the game. I did in
Yeah.
one sitting. So like, I'm even curious about like what it would be like if you stopped right after that. You stop playing as Abby,
Yeah.
and then you do the whole epilogue.
Yeah.
as
I
Ellie.
think that's the way it's meant to be done.
Probably. Like, I feel like the game could have a different impact on you based on like the variables of time that you have in between sittings. Because like, the second half of the game took me a couple weeks, and I was playing as Abby so much, and like,
Yeah.
I completely fucking forgot about Ellie. And
Yeah.
I like didn't give a shit.
That's why I felt more
I was like, this is my character now. Like, this
yeah,
is.
I felt more sympathetic towards Abby than I
Yeah.
did Ellie. Towards the
So
end of the game.
I think it actually worked out good for us because that was the point of the game.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just, I mean, a lot of people played through that thing and they fucking hated Abby every single second.
Yeah.
And they were like, all of Abby's friends are dicks.
Yeah.
We're at like Javier and shit. And like when Javier got shot in the head by Tommy, they were like, fuck yeah. And I was like, oh shit, this is like Abby's dude.
Yeah.
This sucks.
Yeah.
But I like Tommy too, so like you know, it's like Game of Thrones. It's like there's great characters on both sides. There's this battle happening where like
it's another thing that would have been cool if you were to play as Tommy in that sequence.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, all right, you're sniping these people, you don't know who they are.
Yeah, and you like actually shoot the guy in the head, and then like you play as Abby and you see the guy get shot in the head.
You get thrown over the bridge and fuck your leg
that would have been doable. That sequence specifically. I read a lot of like comments about people being like, I was rooting for Tommy the whole time, even though he was shooting at me.
Yeah.
Whereas I was like definitely not rooting for Tommy, even though I liked Tommy and I was like on his side. I didn't want him to die or whatever.
Right.
But it was like I was kind of invested in Abby.
Yeah. The whole time I was hoping like, all right, just gotta get to this cutscene kind of thing. And when it got to the cutscene, you see Tommy, you're like, fuck him up, Tommy. Fuck him up.
Yeah.
You know, like right away you like switch your side, but
yeah,
I knew I was playing as Abby, but then like you throw him over the ledge and all that, and I was just like, fuck. But it also makes you, because you don't know what Tommy's story is after that, so you don't know if he lives or dies after that, and you don't know until you see him in that epilogue, basically, and his leg's all fucked up.
Well. Abby rolls into the theater.
No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and has Tommy at gunpoint.
Yeah.
So that happens after that.
Yeah, you're correct.
But she does fuck Tommy up, and like, doesn't she shoot him in the head and like shoot his eyeball out?
He gets like a.
And then in that epilogue,
I think he gets an arrow to the knee.
Yeah, Lev shoots him.
I think he actually does. Yeah.
Yeah. Sick. I mean,
great game.
Complicated game.
Great game.
Emotionally complex. Worked for me. Totally understand how it didn't work for some people.
If you had to give it a score out of 10, I'd give it like a solid 8.5.
Well, I mean, I thought compared to what, you know? That's the thing.
Just your level of
compared to Oblivion, like
your level of enjoyment overall. Not like replay value or
I've been
like
getting
that.
interested in this concept of pieces of art that I don't enjoy consuming, that like I actually dislike the experience of watching it or playing it, but it's significant in a deeper way, like The Witch.
Yeah.
I hate watching The Witch.
You saw The Lighthouse?
I hated The Lighthouse. It was horrible.
Yeah, but
but
it was fucking great.
I mean, I felt like I was going to throw up.
Yeah.
The whole time. But it was probably one of the most important movies I've seen in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and that's like kind of like a meme argument that people are saying about Last of Us 2, like it's not supposed to be fun, like it's supposed to make you feel like shit, and people are like, well, fuck you for selling me a $60 game that makes me hate it. But I kind of admire the director's vision for like, I'm gonna make this experience for you that sucks dick, and it's kind of like a rebellious like against this whole idea of these like Marvel movies and these Star Wars movies and how they're all like a roller coaster ride, and you're gonna have these diversified characters and they're all gonna do exactly what you expect them to do, and the good guys are gonna win in the end. It's like, and on the other side there are these like kind of art house movies or art house video games where they're like, we're gonna make you feel like shit, and then you're gonna think about it. Like, so I almost looked at The Last of Us 2 in the same way that I looked at The Lighthouse. You know?
Sure.
Where it's like, I didn't enjoy that. That was fucking rough.
That was horrible.
But
all 25 hours of that sucked.
but I'm gonna think about it for like weeks,
Right.
and I'm gonna want to talk about it for a long time.
Yeah, I beat the game like a month ago now.
Yeah.
And we just haven't got the chance to sit down like this.
Yeah. So it's interesting. It's like it's a
So
fuck
I mean,
you to this formula of like Disney movies where like Han Solo, Avengers, whatever. They all follow the exact same beats. They're all like made in a laboratory to like release serotonin in your brain, right?
yeah.
Like they're all like there's no artistic vision to these things.
No, it's
They are just
make you feel good.
it's like they put it into an algorithm and the algorithm spits out like this is what's going to sell the most tickets possible, right? And on the other hand, you have these people that are going like I'm going to make the Lighthouse, I'm going to make a 4x5 black and white movie, and it's going to be dark and evil, and you're going to feel claustrophobic, and it's going to be raining and wet,
black and white,
and you're just going to hate it the whole time. But then at the end of it, you're going to be like, fuck, that was one of the best. Like, I can't even start to have a conversation about that until I see it 2-3 more times.
right?
It's how I kind of equate The Last of Us to that. It's not, I don't know, what's like a mainstream game that, you know, like, I'm sure the Call of Duty Modern Warfare campaign is sick, and I do want to play it.
No, it sucks.
But, like, think about, like, the idea of a Call of Duty Modern Warfare where, like, at the very end, you're, like, down on your last breath, and you're on your back, and you have a knife, and you rip this knife out of a dude's head, and you throw it at the guy's fucking face, and you stab him in the eye with the throwing, and it's like, America, fuck yeah!
That was amazing freshman year of high school.
Sick. But we were also 15 years old,
Yeah.
and that's all that we could, like, appreciate was, like, on the nose, the good guys win, you know?
Right.
It's fucking bad. I mean, incredible. And also the Avengers movies, I fucking cry every time. So, like, I'm just as gay for that.
See, I can't.
As I am for the artful stuff.
Yeah, I can't connect with you on, like, Avengers and shit like that because I fucking hate it. And I don't know why.
Yeah,
but
no.
I just don't like it. But what point of The Last of Us really lost you like that?
You mean really lost me, like, as far as, like
towards the Lighthouse and, like, oh, they're just trying to be super artistic.
Oh, I think Last of Us, for me, even the first game, is a terrible experience because of the gameplay, because of you're in a basement and a zombie just runs right past the doorway, and you're like, oh fuck, Jesus Christ, and your flashlight is broken.
Yeah, at the
and
same
you're just
time,
like,
you said,
oh
like,
my god, and it puts you in the situation where you're like, I'm miserable.
Yeah.
So it comes from the gameplay, but then it comes from like the bleakness of the story too. I mean, it's not fun, man. It's not like
I know you
uplifting.
I know, like, you've texted me 100 times
it's
saying
dismal.
Like, I fucking hate the gameplay, but you love the story, kind of thing.
Right.
So.
But the story isn't like happy in any sense. I mean, it's
no, but like
it's not an entertaining thing to do.
I think it is. I like the challenge. I like the little jump scares that it gives you, because, like, you know, when you're, like, creaking through, like, the little, like, in between the 6x6s and all that shit, you're like, all right, here it comes, and then it comes, you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
You know,
right?
Like,
I
fucking hate that shit.
In 2, they had the whole sequence in the dinosaur museum, and, like, towards the end, it started getting, like, when you're playing as Ellie and you crawl over that wall, and then Joel is on the outside, right? Like, after you do that,
it was just a bore.
And you see the graffiti on the wall, and it's like, this was genius. I thought
that was the flash forward.
They even give you like bottles to pick up, and like you're picking up ammo and stuff, as if like you're about to have a combat, and you're like, okay, combat's gonna happen.
All right, we're ready for it.
And then they're like using that. They're using the gameplay mechanics of like picking up bricks to make you think that something crazy is about to go down.
It's true.
Sick, dude. Genius.
I mean, so real quick, out of 10, part 2.
It's just so tough, man. There's so many games have hit me in so many different ways. Right?
Just give it to me.
I know, but
I'm not talking about like every game.
I've been playing games too long to
Not-
like try to put them all on the same.
No, it's not out of every game you've ever played though. It's just out of 10. What would you rate it?
9.
9?
Yeah,
Hell
for sure.
yeah.
For sure, I go
Hell
9.
yeah.
9 overall.
Hell yeah. Fucking love it. Great score.